Max Sterling, welcome to Larpgasm. Today we're going to create an awesome post-apocalyptic shirt using just some safety pins and a ratty old t-shirt that you have laying around. Let's get started. So first off, you're going to find yourself an old t-shirt. This is one of my old workout shirts. It's getting towards the end of its life, so it's okay to destroy it, but you can go buy a new one if you want to, whatever you want to do. Pick one up at the thrift shop. But we're going to start by doing our basic genre of this shirt. We're going to stain it up. I'm going to use probably bleach, maybe some furniture polish, but we're not going to overdo it because the stains aren't the focal point of this piece of the costume. It's the safety pins, but we do want the base to look the part, so we want to make sure that it looks post-apocalyptic. So we're going to go ahead and stain this up a little bit. I'm going to skip through that part. You can watch my other videos if you need to know how that works. And then what we're going to do is take this shirt and basically deconstruct it piece by piece and then pin it back together. It's going to take a while. Well, it depends on how big you are. For me, it's going to take a minute. But if you wear a small or an extra small or a size 00 or something, you know, this may not take that long for you. But the best thing about this costume is, yes, it's awesome for a post-apocalyptic genre, but will it work in a cyberpunk or dystopian future or even modern day or like a vampire game or something? Yes, it will. Would this shirt be awesome to wear to a club? Probably. Especially if it's some sort of like edgy club or it's like goth night or something like that. It's going to be a pretty sweet outfit. You may even want to just make one of these to wear to the mall. So I leave that up to you, but definitely for a post-apocalyptic genre, this is going to work out great. And this is the finished product. So you can see it's a t-shirt basically held together by safety pins. And let me get a little bit closer here. And you can see basically how I did this. You cut the t-shirt into little pieces and you safety pin it back together. And I mean, it's a little risque, so I mean, it does show some skin, so make sure you're prepared for that. But as far as like a wasteland dynamic, I think it's pretty awesome. And I did a couple different things here on it so you could get a little bit of an idea of what you could do. So on the front, I did a bunch of like small panels, all safety pinned together, and I actually left the pocket on the shirt. And on the back, I did larger panels. So slightly different look back there. The sleeves, now you can cut them off. I left them mostly intact, but the sleeves are completely safety pinned onto the rest of it, and then I sort of like did a safety pin hem on there. So, like I said, I mean, a shirt like this can serve a lot of different purposes, but if you do some post-apocalyptic stuff, I think this is a really cool thing to do that I haven't seen before. And you can say maybe your character found a safety pin factory, you know, and maybe your clothes got blown apart in an explosion or something, you had to piece it back together, whatever you want to do. But some things to keep in mind is try to keep the collar and your seam lines intact so that you have something to attach your safety pins to, so that there's some structural stability, because safety pins will want to rip right through the fabric, especially if it's an older shirt and one that's been pre-distressed like I did with this one with the bleaching and all of that. So keep that in mind. But other than that, you're pretty much good to go. It's good for a nice cool day. But one thing to keep in mind is safety pins, most of them are not rust proof. Now they sell like a brass colored safety pin or a bronze colored safety pin that probably is waterproof, so you may want to use those. But if you want this, you may have to try to find a source for stainless steel safety pins, because once you start sweating and doing stuff, these will rust when they get wet. Now that may look good and it may add to the aesthetic, but if it rusts, then you're definitely gonna have to wear something underneath this, a shirt underneath it, and it takes away from it a little bit. So something like this is gonna be probably, unfortunately, just a few times use like this, and then after that you have to wear something under it, because you're certainly not going to want to redo this and remake it each time. So something to consider before you start out on this adventure. Don't just buy safety pins or pick up random safety pins. Try to source some stainless steel ones, or get ones that are specifically rust proof before you get started. I did not use rust proof ones, so these ones will rust, but I intend to wear shirts under this probably most of the time. I think wearing something like a fishnet top underneath of this might be pretty cool. I unfortunately don't have any fishnet tops to sort of show that to you, but I mean, you can also layer it with things on top. So if you have other wasteland gear that you like to wear, you know, you can throw stuff over top of this shirt as well. So I mean, however you want to do it, entirely up to you. But I think it's a good look, and I hope that you agree. And if you decide to make something like this, I'd love to see the pictures of it, how it comes out. So go ahead and you can you know, message them to me, Instagram, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to post them online, or if you don't make a video, but I would love to see how yours comes out. And you know, basically try around with some different variations and you know, configurations, and see what you get. I tried to make it as random as possible, but and you can make so they're all squares. You can make it just like I said in like big chunks like I did on the back here, but whatever you want to do. I just thought it was an interesting concept to try, and aside from making a bold political statement 900 times over, it's a cool look. If you play a parlor LARP or something that's wasteland related, this would be absolutely fine for that. But if you're gonna be out sweating and stuff, like I said, just keep in mind the rust factor, and you could always wear a white shirt underneath this, and the rust would go onto that shirt, transfer, and genre that shirt while you're wearing this one. So I hope that you found this video useful and interesting. If you did, be sure to click like, subscribe, and make sure you comment below. And definitely let all your friends know about my channel. Let them know I'm over here making this cool stuff, whether it's medieval or post-apocalyptic, whatever. And as always, adventure on.